Our attack on the HOL-controlled Altarian shipyards will begin in a matter of moments. Soon we shall put our plan to rid Altera of these guerrillas into action. This briefing will discuss your role in the upcoming conflict. Much of the construction and repair infrastructure has been destroyed by conflict between the Shivans, the Hammer of Light and the PVN. Thus, our only concern is the Karnak installation at the heart of the shipyards. Naturally, the Hammer of Light have barricaded themselves within the installation, and since the PVN wishes to reclaim the shipyards for future use, we cannot simply destroy the station. Aborting action is necessitated. The initial attack wave will consist of 3 wings: Alpha, in Osiris bombers; Beta, in Seth heavy assault fighters; and Delta, in Thoth space superiority fighters. Each wing will be assigned a task. Alpha's task will be to attack and destroy any HOL cruisers guarding the installation. Delta will guard them while they do this, and Beta will engage any enemy fighters present. Once Alpha has cleared out a significant portion of the cruisers protecting the shipyards, then it will be safe enough for 2 of our own ships, the PVC Safat and the PVC Olive, to jump in and assist in securing the area. The SAR Corporation has been most helpful in telling us how best to take back control of the installation. Thus, Alpha's priority will then be to disrupt the HOL control of the station by targeting and destroying the shipyard bridge. When that is done, then the Directorate will deploy Omega, a Micron and Moon transport wings, carrying the very best boarding troops the first battle group has to offer. They will secure the station and, thus, Altera for the PVN. The Pinnacle will be waiting at the Aldebaran jump node for any HOL ships that attempt to escape, and the rest of the battle group's cruisers will be defending our supply depots, so the success of this operation rests entirely on you, pilots. To the PVN crowd. It should take more than few minutes before the installation is ours. Well, it looks like our task is complete. How so, Alpha Leader? Surely it is now entirely up to the soldiers aboard the installation, isn't it? What if they try to escape? Look around you. We have 2 cruisers and 3 wings guarding the station's fighter bay. There's no way they could possibly get past us. Ah, I see. But what about the other fighter bay? Still have one last task left to complete. Congratulations on being an integral part in the recapture of the Altarian shipyards. Your assistance was vital in taking the Karnak installation back from the grasp of the Hammer of Light, and also in giving back to us the ability to produce those superiority fighters on a large scale. Both we of the PVN and the SAR Corporation thank you for your services. Particularly commendable is Alpha 2's supposition that the Hammer of Light might try to evade our soldiers and flee in escape pods. He was right, as it so happens, and we thank him for that. We also thank all of you for destroying the Tennak before the pods could reach it and jump out. Without the cruiser to shelter them, the rebel leaders had no choice but to surrender. They have been taken into custody and will be dealt with in a suitable fashion by the PVE's judicial courts. Let that not distract us from our celebrations, though. Once again, pilots, well done. Truly an excellent job on your parts, and thank you. Twist, sir. Yes, this one definitely has potential. I'm glad you agree, Admiral. Indeed. However, I still require one more pilot for this transfer to Deneb. Do you have another young prodigy hidden away in the shadows, young sir? Not exactly. Admiral, take a look at this file, if you will. Yes. I recall this one's history most clearly. I thought he might benefit from exposure to better influences. And rid us of this disobedient soul for a good period of time at the same time. Yes. Very well, sir. That should fill this compliment nicely. You may go, Admiral. Do you not wish to review this pilot's file with me? I can do that myself, sir. And once I have read through his details, then there will be nothing more left to discuss. You may go, sir. As you wish, Admiral. Yes. Now it all comes flooding back. Pilots, I have grave news. Contrary to intelligence expectations, the Shivan Lucifer joined the SD Ava in the Deneb system, instead of taking up position in Antares. In response to this threat, the Terran destroyer Galatea deployed its bomber complement to attack and destroy the Ava. Unfortunately, the Shivans also deployed the Lucifer to attack and destroy the Galatea. As you know, the Lucifer is not subject to conventional weapons fire. So you can imagine the result, I am sure. Picking up the survivors from the destruction of the Galatea, the other allied destroyer in Deneb, the Bastion, retreated to safer ground. Thus, Deneb is now entirely within the control of the Shivans. Recent, and hopefully more accurate, reports from the Security Directorate's scouts indicate that Deneb will in fact be the primary staging point for the Shivans' assault on Vejeda. The Lucifer will, of course, be leading the charge. Thanks to the Terrans, however, Shivan support will be limited by the loss of the Ava. We expect the general wing of Lilith cruisers to act as the main support group for the Lucifer. The situation in Antares remains unclear. Without the Ava backing the Lucifer up in Deneb, it is possible that the Shivans may reinitiate their original pincer attack by sending in a second destroyer through Antares. Possibilities include the Demirage, already in Antares, and the Garalath, currently in Vega. The GTA has sent the GTD Intrepid to Antares specifically for the purpose of intercepting any capital ships that attempt to reinforce the Lucifer. Unfortunately, such a move may prove to be ultimately useless. However, we have got to try. I should hope that I do not need to relate to you the futility of attempting to defend Vejeda. The Shivan Lucifer has destroyed everything that has ever stood against it. It annihilated the Terran Tomboss station, it obliterated the Galatea, and soon it will wipe Vejeda from the stars. With its unique sheath shielding and the immense power of its flux cannon beams, the Lucifer Super Destroyer is unstoppable. Hence, it is not our task to attempt to kill the unkillable, but to save the savable. All 5 billion Vegedan civilians living on Vejeda Prime require evacuation to friendly systems before the Lucifer makes the jump from Deneb. The Pinnacle and its battle group has been assigned to this very task. Supporting transports and freighters will ferry Vegetans out of the system, while military vessels will attempt to hold back the Shivans for as long as possible. Allow me to put this all into context for you, pilots. The Galatea fell at 1900 hours, by Terran reckoning. There is nothing keeping the Shivans in Deneb any longer. 1 hour has passed since then. The Lucifer could arrive any minute now. We do not have much time. Not much time at all. As far as we know, the Lucifer is currently on the other side of the den of Phasio to jump node. It will be but a few minutes before it is primed and ready for the assault on Phasio to Prime. A blockade of 2 cruisers, the PVC Singa and the PVC Batik, has been stationed at the node. Worry not, pilot. The director does not expect the Singa and Batik to hold back a super destroyer. Instead, the task of these 2 cruisers is to engage and destroy any Shivan scouts and advance waves that enter Phasio ahead of the much-feared Lucifer. The more Shivans we destroy now, the more time we shall have to evacuate Phasio to Prime. You, Alpha and Beta, shall join these 2 cruisers. Alpha will engage hostile fighters. Beta, in Osiris bombers, will attack Shivan warships. The Singa and Batik will provide fire support. Alpha will also be responsible for protecting these cruisers from Shivan attack. As soon as the Lucifer arrives, you are to pull out with immediate effect. We shall not throw soldiers uselessly at the Lucifer when they can be put to better use against other Shivans in the system. Do not attack or linger around the Super Destroyer. Just return to the pinnacle without delay. There will be other opportunities to destroy the Lucifer, but we have only one chance to rescue Phasioda's citizens from death. Position yourselves before the node, Alpha, Beta. We expect the Shivan assault to begin very soon. Whatever you say, Director. What did you mean by that? And who are you? I don't recognize who you are. Why don't you introduce yourself? Or do you lack all manners? My apologies. I spoke out of turn. I am Ensign Wrath. I was conscripted only recently. This is all still new to me. Well, all is forgiven, if not forgotten. I am Lieutenant Kim. I lead his squadron under Commander Nagni. Greetings, Lieutenant Kim. Greetings, Ensign Wrath. Enemies inbound. Has begun. Dead. Did those fighters just jump all the way from Devon? Less thinking. Good job, Alpha. A shame that your success in this operation could not be matched by happier events elsewhere. The arrival of the Lucifer and Vegeta heralds the loss of our home system to the Shivans. However, you did destroy a great number of Shivan fighters and also 2 Shivan cruisers. Hopefully this small victory will buy us the survival of an equivalent number of Vegetans.